Hey there, Emmy fans. Welcome to a brand new FYC. We are counting down the days to the Emmys, which take place on September 12th, 2022. Joining me on FYC. What would FYC be without my esteemed colleagues, without my esteemed peers, without my close, dear friends, the amazing Perri, Nemiroff, and the mighty Jeff Snyder? Are you ready to rock now that we are predicting the winners for the Emmys? Perri, this is the first time we're doing this. How excited are you and how nervous are you to sort of move forward with your picks for the winners?
The possibility of being wrong always makes me nervous, so I'm very nervous right now, but I'm also very ready just because we are all in uniform today, whatever these yellow shirts mean, but
Okay, full disclosure here about the yellow. So I sign on. I see Perri and Jeff wearing yellow shirts,
pure
and Jeff was
coincidence, pure coincidence.
but Jeff says, didn't you get the text? And I'm, being the gullible idiot that I am, I ran up and found the closest thing I had to a yellow shirt, which is my Dead and Company shirt from 2021, which
It's
we'll have to
not
do.
it's not being gullible, Mance, it's being a fun and spirited team player.
Positive Perry. We love
Always.
positive Perry. Jeff, what is your take overall on just how these Emmys are shaping up as we are starting to get into the final weeks leading up to the Emmys on the 12th of September?
I think we've got some competitive races on our hands, and I know some of the rules that we typically try to keep in mind for the Oscars, they don't necessarily apply to the TV Academy and its voters. So we'll see, how we attack this together.
This is going to be really, really fun. So today we're going to be covering outstanding drama series, lead actor in a drama series, and lead actress in a drama series. We are going to start with outstanding drama series, where the nominees are Severance, which has 14 nominations total, Succession, which led the way at this year's Emmy nominations with a total of 25. Count them. 25 nominations for Succession. That's just incredible. Euphoria has 16 nominations. Ozark has 13 noms. Squid Game has 14 noms. Better Call Saul with 7 nominations. Yellow Jackets, hello, t-shirts with 7 nominations. And Stranger Things with 13 nominations. Okay, so Jeff, looking at these 8 nominees for Outstanding Drama Series, are there any shows here where you just think do not have a chance, but should just be happy to be nominated?
Don't break my heart this early in the episode, Jeff. You know where this is going.
I don't think that Yellow Jackets really has a chance to win. It most likely gets the award for, happiest to be here. And then I personally was let down by the Ozark final season. So I don't think that Ozark really has a chance.
First of all, I want to say that the yellow t-shirts will make up just in case Yellow Jackets does not win. But Perri, what do you think about Jeff's comments?
I mean, even though my heart is in it for Yellow Jackets, I have to be realistic about the situation. And I know personal favorites, like let's say Yellow Jackets and also Stranger Things, odds are they are not in the running to actually win this award. I think it's going to one of the heavy hitters. And I think the heavy hitters are easily identifiable based on how many nominations they have. And you rattled off quite a few with a significant amount of nominations this year.
Okay, so first of all, so as far as Succession goes, Succession won the Outstanding Drama Series last year. But does that automatically mean that because, and especially because it leads the way with 25 nominations, Perri, that it's like a front runner to win this year?
So I would think it would be fair to classify Succession as a front runner given how good the show is, given how
Yeah.
well it usually does during awards season and how many nominations it has compared to the other titles we're talking about right now. But I am going to go really hard with Squid Game this year. I think that there is something to be said for repeat nominees and winners to have a really good chance to do it again. But I also think there's something to be said for the excitement of being able to shake it up with a brand new phenomenon and a phenomenon that was as big as a show like Squid Game. So I wouldn't be surprised if its award season success thus far with things like SAG and Critics' Choice continued and it actually took some of the big prizes at the Emmys this year.
Well, first of all, it definitely got a big, huge boost for the wins it got at the SAG Awards. Jeff, I want to go back to something you said where you were let down by this final season of Ozark, and you're not even putting it into contention as a possible winner for Outstanding Drama Series. I have to disagree with you there. First of all, because I thought the fourth season of Ozark was really good. Second of all, because this fourth season is the final season of Ozark, and there might be two that sort of like, well, this is it, and it was a strong season, and it was a great series, so we got to reward it for four really strong seasons. But Jeff, you don't think that it's a contender, do
I
you?
just don't think the final season thing matters. Like, it makes sense, right? When we talk about it, but like, look at This Is Us. That didn't get nominated. Atlanta didn't get nominated, right? So like, I just don't think that they have that kind of, sentimentality or whatever it is. I just really felt at the end of Ozark, someone from the Bird family should have paid, and they got off easy. And I think
Well,
that is a misstep.
I don't think they got off easy because they were trying to get out of it, but they kept pulling back in. But the way that the series ended, that they are never going to get out of it, I thought that was really haunting, and that they are so far into it that they just finally accepted that they're into it. But I digress. Perry, do you think that Ozark has a chance? Or are you sort of where Jeff is with this final season of Ozark?
I think I'm where Jeff is at this point. I really do think that it's a race between Succession and Squid Game. And the only title that's really popping up as a potential upset to me at this point is Severance, given how well it did with nominations. And I was someone who went into our nominations predictions thinking that, like, yeah, it had a chance, but I didn't think that it was actually going to get that many. And it did. It got quite a
Yeah.
bit. And I think they've been doing a really good job during this particular part of Emmy season promotion, really putting it out there and getting like a lot of attention and building a lot of noise. So I don't know if I was to pick an upset to Succession or Squid Game, it would be Severance at this point.
Okay, so Severance got nominated for 14 Emmys, and then there's Euphoria, which got nominated for 16 Emmys, and Squid Game also 14 nominations. So here's the thing. I think Succession is a great show. I really, my heart goes into Succession, or rather Severance. Severance is a great show. My heart really goes into Severance. And I think it's just a really outstanding, imaginative show, provocative, and the way that it ended, like, really makes you go, "Oh my God, I cannot wait for season two." But I think one show that we are not talking about here, one that could pull the upset, Jeff and Perry, is Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul is just on fire right now while any voters are thinking about their ballots. And it is super strong. I mean, here's a show, it's in its sixth year with its sixth nomination as Best Drama Series. And what started off as just an offshoot of Breaking Bad has come into its own as an equal series in its own right. And I would not rule that out. I think Euphoria. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think you're totally right. And if you had to, I like Perry. I think it is between Squid Game and Succession. But if you had to make me pick that third dark horse, I wouldn't go Severance, and I would go Better Call Saul.
Okay, so
Hmm.
I just feel like, Succession, even though it got all the nominations, it got the most nominations, and I think it's a crazy awesome show. I'm just not feeling like the Emmy Academy, which of course is very different from the Motion Picture Academy, which votes for the Oscars. I don't know if they're going to think the same way, and they're just going to be like, okay, Succession, here you go again. I think they're going to want to shake it up, and of course, Squid Game would be the best possible way to shake it up. Talk about an awesome show that we're all like, we cannot wait for season two. And again, because there is so much support, and it would be a great way to shake up Outstanding Drama Series for the win. But I feel like this nomination, Outstanding Drama Series, comes down to Squid Game, Better Call Saul, and I'm going to say Ozark. I think Ozark, all four seasons were great. I really liked season four. But between those three, I'm actually leaning towards Better Call Saul, because
So you don't think Succession is in the top three, Mance?
no, Succession I do not have in my
Oh,
top three. I
oh
don't have
wow.
it in my top three.
This is-
I
this is-
don't.
Mance is getting crazy
Yeah.
today.
I think
Well,
that I think it's definitely down to Succession and Squid Game as being the only two realistic contenders here. And one of the big reasons why I would definitely pick Severance and even Ozark over Better Call Saul is the fact that even though Better Call Saul has gotten a slew of nominations over the course of its run, I don't think it's ever won one. And is Nat like, are they really going to win this one now? I think there's
But
too
like,
much competition and there's too much
couldn't you say
enthusiasm for Squid Game and also Succession.
couldn't
Jeff.
you say the same thing about Ozark though? Like, like Better Call Saul, this is also its final season. I just feel like
That's
they've
why I'm
stuck the
picking
landing with
Severance
Ozark
over
too.
both of these if I'm picking a dark horse. Or not dark
I
horse,
just
but
think
potential upset.
Severance. Listen, I thought Severance that season was fantastic, but there's something about Severance that makes me go, okay, let's see if you can match that with season two or do better with season two. It's in its first season. It's a great setup with a great, with a superb edge of your seat season finale.
To,
But Better
to
Call
me,
Saul, again, I'm telling you, Better Call Saul, people are loving this current season, and it's out now. New episodes are going right now, and people are thinking about their ballots. I would not rule out Better Call Saul. I mean, you're right, Perry. It didn't really win. I don't think anything. I mean, I might be wrong. I have to go back and check. But or someone can correct me in the comments below and let me know what Better Call Saul won. But I think it's a very strong contender. I really think that Better Call Saul, Squid Game for sure is a contender. I know that was also a first season like Severance, but Squid Game was a far more ambitious and imaginative show, not taking anything away from Severance. But I don't know. I just feel like Ozark. Okay, what's winning? Come on.
It's for the record, Better Call Saul has been nominated for 46 Emmys, 46 primetime Emmys, and it has never won a single one.
That look, that's why I mean this could be the year. This could be the year. What do you think, everybody watching? Do you think that Better Call Saul has a shot to win the Outstanding Drama Series? I think it does, but I'm not. I'm going to wait to hear what you guys pick for your final choice here before I pick mine. Jeff.
I
Jeff.
gotta go Squid Game. I just am not a fan of Succession. I feel like this is Squid Game was a global phenomenon. I also don't think that Squid Game is going to get better. I think that it has peaked, whereas Severance is a show that I think could get better in later seasons. I can't imagine Squid Game getting any better. I think they nailed it the first time out, and I think that it's gonna win.
Perry.
I have a lot of faith that they will keep the bar high for Squid Game, if not raise it. But for the sake of this conversation, I am picking Squid Game as the likely Emmy winner in this category.
Okay, so I really do feel that Better Call Saul is a strong contender, but I also do feel that Squid Game is a strong contender as well. And I just think that as much as I loved seeing Better Call Saul come into its own and top each new season over its previous one, I think Squid Game, like the both of you, I think Squid Game will win Outstanding Drama Series. And what a win that will be. Let us move on to Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series, where the nominees are Zendaya for Euphoria, Laura Linney for Ozark, Jodie Comer for Killing Eve, Reese Witherspoon for The Morning Show, Sandra Oh also for Killing Eve, and Perri Nemiroff, Melanie Linsky for Yellow Jackets. Perri, what's your take on these Outstanding Actress Drama nominees?
Okay, so I
So,
understand that Zendaya is a very, very strong front runner in this category, but this is a category where I'm letting my heart take over because I deep down to my core believe that Melanie Linsky has a chance of winning this Emmy. Not only obviously do I think she's phenomenal in the show itself, but I think they have been crushing it in the campaign portion of Emmy season. And like, she just appears to me, from my limited perspective, to be beloved by everyone. Like, how many people that you two know, even personally, are always like, Melanie Linsky deserves more credit for her work. And like, I feel like I've been saying that for however long I've been in this industry. And like, now is the time. Now is the time for her to be recognized. And while I do think Zendaya has a good chance, I'm not going to say that anyone else but Melanie Linsky has a good chance of upsetting her. So I'm going to go Melanie Linsky.
Wow, you're going
I'm
already
sticking with
without
it.
even okay, Jeff,
Yeah.
what's your take? Are you on the Melanie Linsky Yellow Jackets train, or what are your thoughts?
I think that she has a chance. I think that she's, a strong dark horse contender. I'd rank her third. But
I'll take
no,
that.
I still think it's between Zendaya and Laura Linney, and I'd give Zendaya the edge. Yeah, if Melanie Linsky wasn't competing with Laura Linney's last season on Ozark, where I think that she's kind of clearly, I mean, besides Julia Garner, who's obviously fantastic, but like Laura Linney is so good on Ozark, and it's crazy that she hasn't. Go
Can I just throw out a question really quick? Like,
Throw
Yes.
it.
I genuinely don't know how Emmy voters will respond to something like this, but do you guys think a show that is in its first season has a better chance in like a situation where two people from two different shows really could be vying for the win? If a show in its first season has a better chance than a show in its fourth season, where more voters might have had the need to catch up for so many seasons versus just watching season 1 of Yellow
Yes,
Jacket.
I think you're right, Perry. I think we've seen that before, right? Didn't Donald Glover and Gina Rodriguez win Emmys relatively early in their show's runs?
I
Um,
I was thinking about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Rachel Brosnahan.
yeah,
That
Yeah.
first season, that was where the show got the most love in awards across the board, not just with the Emmys, but Critics' Choice and Golden Globes and
they,
She's
so on.
they do like fresh meat. The problem to me with the Melanie Linsky of it all is that I think that she's part of an ensemble. If she was carrying the show on her
Oh,
shoulders,
she's
Oh,
not
oh,
carrying
Jeff.
the entire show on her shoulders, but her character is very clearly like the centerpiece of that series. There's a lot of storylines in that where she is either like the main focus in it or the key to bringing them all together. So I definitely think she's a very clear lead in that ensemble series.
I think
Just
she's
Okay.
like
run a
Lee
great
Jung-jae is a
campaign.
very clear lead in Squid Game.
I think she's run a great campaign. I just don't think enough people watch Yellow Jackets. The fact that, I mean, again, it's on Showtime too. It's not on a major streamer or even HBO. Like, it's just an uphill battle that I don't think that she can win.
I see. I don't agree with that. I think the fact that it did get nominated for Outstanding Drama Series means that it is showing bigger than you're probably giving it credit for there. But so Zendaya did win 2 years ago, and this is her second nomination for Euphoria. However, Laura Linney, let's just look at Laura Linney. So this is her third nomination in this category. She is a four-time Emmy winner, four times for Wild Iris, Frasier, John Adams, and The Big C. And she is also a three-time Oscar nominee. This is her last season as Wendy Bird on Ozark, and she has crushed it every single season. She just is phenomenal. I do love the show. I think more than both of you in its final season. I'll tell you who I think is not a contender here at all is Reese Witherspoon for the morning show. I think that was a surprise nomination. It was her first nomination in this category. Of course, she was also nominated for Big Little Lies as lead actress in a limited series or movie. And then she is an Oscar winner for Walk the Line, which, boy, did that deserve to win Best Actress for 2005. And then Jodie Comer and Sandra Oh for Killing Eve. And Jodie Comer is a prior winner in this category. Sandra Oh, fourth nomination in this category, nominated 5 other times for supporting actress for Grey's Anatomy. Perry, do you think that maybe Sandra Oh, with basically 9 nominations, has a chance to win
No,
here?
those 3 that you just rattled off are the ones that I have cut off. Like, I will fully admit that Laura Linney does have a chance here. I'm just still going with Melanie Linsky number 1, and then I think the next strongest contender is Zendaya and then Laura Linney, but I think all of them still have a chance at this point. The
Okay.
other
It's,
3,
it's,
no.
it's a three-horse race for sure.
Yeah.
So what is so Jeff, so Perry, clearly you were going with Melanie Linsky
Yes,
for Yellow Jackets.
I
Jeff, who are
am.
you going with here?
It's tough. I don't think it's Melanie. I think it's between Laura and Zendaya. It's just a matter of like, are they going to give it to Laura Linney finally for playing this character, or do they stick with the tried and true? And unfortunately, I think that they give it to Zendaya again.
Well, guys,
She's so
really?
good in that show.
I mean, she's so good on the show, but Laura Linney is a powerhouse, not just on the show, but look at her career, her legacy, and I just think that
It's
even though
amazing.
she is wait, hang on, even though she does have 4 Emmy wins for other shows, all different categories, and this is the we keep saying the final season for Ozark. This is it. If she doesn't win for Ozark here, that's it. Zendaya already has an Emmy for Euphoria. Does she win again? Does she? I mean,
You just said Laura Linney has 4.
no, she has 4
For
for
other
For other
things,
shows,
for other
yeah.
things. But
For
there's still
other
4
shows.
Emmys. There's
This
still
is
4
her.
Emmys.
Yeah, well, I hear you. I hear you, Perry. But I just feel like this is it. This is like the grand slam here.
When I okay, but man, if I take away all this stuff, oh, who's won this and when and how beloved are they, and is this the last? Take it all out and just look at the performance. I gotta go Zendaya.
I would go Zendaya too, to be honest. And I think Melanie Linsky is like pure gold in Yellow Jackets, but I saw Zendaya do some stuff in this last season of Euphoria that just like floored me.
There's only so many
Okay.
times I can watch Laura Linney try to make the same deal. Like it's the same thing for 4 seasons.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. Perry, as much as I love your passion for Yellow Jackets and for Melanie Linsky, and I think that she's
Fine.
deserving.
I get
I
it.
agree with you there. I do agree with you there. And Jeff, I disagree about Laura Linney just, making another deal. I think that she deserves to
great.
win. But I also think absolutely no question, especially because of what you said, Perry, what Zendaya does in this last season of Euphoria is like bonkers, and makes her deserving of another win. So I'm going to put my personal feelings aside here and side with the both of you, and I will go with Zendaya for the win for Euphoria for outstanding lead actress in a drama series. Are we good with that? If so, let us move on to outstanding actor in a drama series, where the nominees are Lee Jung-jae for Squid Game, Jason Bateman, hello, Ozark, Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Adam Scott with his first nomination, his first Emmy nomination ever for Severance, Jeremy Strong for Succession, and Brian Cox for Succession. I'm just going to start this one off by saying I don't think Succession, either one of those actors, gets the win here. Jeff, what do you think of that?
I would not say that. I think this is a 2-horse race, and I think that those horses are Jeremy Strong in Succession versus Saul Goodman.
No.
Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, that opens up this conversation. Perry, you say
Yeah,
no.
No.
Where's that no coming from?
I still think that Squid Game is riding high. People are really enthusiastic about that show and they love that cast. I think Lee Jung-jae is going to be my front runner. And I think that the Succession guys, while they're really good, they're going to cancel each other out. And even though I've been a little light on Ozark enthusiasm in other categories, I do think Jason Bateman might be the next strongest contender for me. So I think I might go with him right behind Lee Jung-jae.
All right, so hold that thought, Perry, because here's the thing. So Jeremy Strong, this is the second nomination, and he won 2 years ago for Succession as Kendall Roy. Brian Cox, this is the second nomination as Logan Roy for Succession, the second nomination in this category. Adam Scott, his first Emmy nom as Mark in Severance. Bob Odenkirk, his fifth nomination in this category. There's a ton of nominations in other categories, but because of his incredible career, I too agree with Perry that this comes down to Lee Jung-jae for Squid Game or Jason Bateman for Ozark. So Jason Bateman, this is his fourth nomination in this category, where he's also nominated for Best Director, directing an episode of Ozark. So does the Academy go with Jason Bateman, who was also a legend, who also sort of broke bad by doing a big stretch in a dramatic role with Ozark, which has just finished its 4-year run? Or do they go with the newbie, shake it up with Lee Jung-jae for Squid Game? Just Jeff, between those two.
You guys are crazy, though. There's no way Jason Bateman is in this. I'll go Lee Jung-jae versus Bob Odenkirk.
I would put
Bateman.
Bob Odenkirk 3 for what that's worth.
Bob Odenkirk,
Bateman.
absolutely. After next to, I wouldn't say after Jason Bateman, next to Jason Bateman, Bob Odenkirk
I would
again.
get behind that.
Making that show. I just think it's just so incredible how that show has become just as good as Breaking Bad. And there's no longer just like, oh, it's the prequel series, just sort of shrugging it off. It's come into its own in such a big way. I mean, it's an amazing show. I love it as much.
Odenkirk is my prediction. That is who I think is going to win, and it's for a lot of the same reasons that you said, Scott, during the drama series stuff, where it's just like I do think that you're right that Better Call Saul has elevated its profile to not just some Breaking Bad spinoff, but that it stands kind of right next to it. And I think that a lot of that is Bob Odenkirk. I think he's beloved. I've never heard anybody say a bad word about the guy. He's just the anchor of that show. Like, it all revolves around him. I don't see how Jason Bateman has a better chance.
Here's my question. So Squid Game made a big impact on the SAG Awards. That was what, in March or February?
I don't know.
It was February or March. It was ages ago. That's the problem. Here is the problem, Perri and Jeff, is that Squid Game it's so many other shows have dropped, have been seen, are making their runs now or finished their runs now, like Ozark and Better Call Saul, which is so fresh right now that I think there's something to what Jeff is saying, that this category, outstanding actor in a drama series, could come down to between Lee Jung-jae for Squid Game or Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul. And just because of the sort of the thought that we often use, okay, the three of us, we often use when we're talking about the Oscars. We go, oh, that movie came out 1,000,000 years ago. No one even remembers it. I'm not saying that people aren't remembering Squid Game. They are. It's different. But there's something to be said about all this great stuff dropping right now with Better Call Saul. And does that give Bob Odenkirk the edge over Lee Jung-jae and over Jason Bateman? What do you think, Perri?
In my opinion, that argument doesn't apply to Squid Game, because Squid Game is the certain type of phenomenon that sparked a whole lot of rewatches, nonstop theory videos. They've announced a second season. They've announced a reality show that I think they shouldn't be doing, but that's not the point. I think they've done a really good job of keeping Squid Game in the spotlight, and also just like inherent in the type of show it is. It's a thing that's still constantly being talked about. And I mean, also just like think about like the Halloween costumes you're going to see later this year. How long after Squid Game came out? There's Funko Pop figures. Like, it goes on. I know that might not mean so much to Emmy voters directly, but it's something that continues to raise awareness for a show that came out longer ago than some of these others.
I am really surprised by the lack of Jeremy Strong's like contention between the three of us. Like, I really saw him as like probably the front runner to win.
Really?
Yeah, I don't watch the show. I don't know his performance, but like
he's really, really good in the show.
He's really good. He's really good, Jeff.
Like, honestly, all of the Succession actors are really good in the show, and if I could give them, like every single one of them that's nominated, an award for their performance, I would. But I do wonder if we're in a situation where like double, if not more, nominees for one show in certain categories is going to split the vote, especially when you have something as hot as a Squid Game that could take away a significant amount of attention.
What do you think is the front runner here? Like, because to me,
Game.
it's like very clearly Jeremy Strong. You think that like most people don't know his name though, so you think he's still the front runner?
They knew his name enough to give him the SAG Award.
See, I think that the three contenders here, and listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, Jeff, about Jeremy Strong. I just think, okay, he got it already, and I know that Succession has 25 nominations here this year, but I just think that Succession is going to keep going, whereas Jason Bateman and Ozark, that's it. But then again, I keep going back to just how week after week right now, Better Call Saul keeps topping itself. People are just keep getting blown away week after week. And, if I'm going to look at my ballot, if I'm a big Better Call Saul fan, and I'm looking at my Emmy ballot, I'm going to go, oh my God, the show is amazing. And even though I love Squid Game, I haven't seen it, since it dropped. I mean, I've only saw it the one time. I know, Perri. I need to go back and watch it again.
Oh, I love overanalyzing that show.
But
I'm
you know what?
surprised that
You're
Adam
right.
Scott's name hasn't come up yet.
Because I
Who's
think I think he's I would probably
Happy to be here.
I would probably say him and Brian Cox in my mind are the ones that are out of the running.
Yeah, I wasn't again, Adam Scott, really just did superb work on that show, but it's the first year. And I mean, that shouldn't make a difference. You should judge the year on its own. But like, I just feel like, just in general, now that we're doing our predictions for the winners, for the Emmys, for the first time here, Perry and Jeff, I think it's actually even tougher than trying to predict the winners at the Oscars, because at the Oscars, there are some categories where it's like, it's easy to predict the winner. Like maybe you have like a couple of categories at the Oscars where it's like a really tough to choose. But I just feel like with the Emmys, like, look at these 6 actors here and look at these 6 actresses. I mean, especially for lead actor here. I mean, look, Lee Jung-jae, Jason Bateman, Bob Odenkirk, Jeremy Strong. Like, who do you really pick out of that lot? My gosh.
Lee Chung-jae.
Lee Jung-jae. Perry is going. Lee Jung-jae shrugging her shoulders, which might be the best possible move that anyone could do to predict an Emmy winner. And Jeff, where do you stand? What's your pick here?
I gotta go Bob Odenkirk
All right.
or Jeremy Strong, one of those two.
No. Pick one, Jeff Snyder.
Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk. I'm going with Bob Odenkirk.
All right.
I'm going with Bob. I'm going with Bob Odenkirk.
As big of a Squid Game fan as I am, it would really delight me to see Bob Odenkirk take home that Emmy. So I will happily get behind your picks.
Okay. Thank you for that, because I just feel like, there's Bob Odenkirk's work, obviously, in Better Call Saul, but I mean, like, the role started in Breaking Bad and it transformed into something completely different with Better Call Saul, until it's sort of transforming back to what it was in Breaking Bad. But you know what I mean? So okay. So our choice winners here for Best Actor in a Drama Series are Bob Odenkirk, and then Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series, we went with Zendaya, right? And then with Best Drama Series, Outstanding Drama Series, we went with Squid Game.
I went 3 for 3.
I did
All
not,
right.
but I still feel okay about this.
Okay, well, now, ladies and gentlemen, everyone watching, so just because we picked these 3 winners here, it doesn't mean we are going to stick with them. We could change our minds in the coming weeks, because the Emmys aren't until September 12th, and a lot can happen. A lot can go up, a lot can go down in these next few weeks. So make sure you join us next time, where we take on Outstanding Comedy Series, Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series, and Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series. And do make sure that, because the show is being made possible by the amazing Perri Nemiroff, make sure you hit subscribe right below this video. Subscribe to Perri Nemiroff's YouTube channel, where you will see all sorts of awesome content. And make sure you share this video on your social media platforms. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. If you're still using MySpace, that is totally cool. But please share FYC. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of FYC. Until next time, FY, see you later.